Right guys, I want to talk to you about an opportunity in Croatia which you only have maximum maybe a year or two to capitalize on. Now, I capitalized on this opportunity myself, but actually when I did, I didn't really realize that I was doing it. Let me explain. So when I bought this house, a lot of you probably know that I was without electricity and I was without water. And when I first bought it, I thought that I was going to get hooked up in no time and I'd be up and running, right? But the reality of the matter is that it took me a whole 8 months to get electricity and it took me a whole 2.5 years to get water. So it's a long game. Now, I do realize now, looking back, that if the house that I'd bought had both water and electricity, it would be at least worth 50,000 more, and I'm not joking. It would have been worth at least 50,000 more, and I know now why it was marketed so cheaply. And that's because people understand the struggles of getting these amenities like electricity and water, and I didn't understand. So that was my shortfall or longfall. Well, I'm glad it went that way. Maybe if I knew it was going to take X amount of time to get electricity and X amount of time to get water, I would never even have bothered with the house. So it was a good job that ignorance was bliss in this case. If the European Union hadn't come along and hadn't been setting in laws and stuff like it is now, I might have been waiting 10 years for water. And I feel that this investment opportunity is just great to get right now because the European Union states that everyone needs water and sewerage, right? So it's a great opportunity for you to purchase a house that doesn't have those amenities, get them in the house because they're literally running the pipes now, and then obviously get money because your house is going to be worth 20 to 50 grand more now that you've got those amenities. And that means that you literally have to do minimal investment on the house. It's just it's mainly the waiting game, and it's mainly for the installation of electricity, for instance. So for installation of electricity, it costs around 2,000 euros. And for the installation of the water, it was around 200-ish, which isn't too bad. So those are the kind of investments, and then, the gain at the end is the gain at the end. Now, this is important, I wouldn't just suggest to you to buy any house in Vukoyebina, which basically means where the wolves do their business. Meaning, don't just buy a house in the middle of nowhere, because the chances that you're going to get water still are very probably low. So you want to introduce those chances and make them higher, okay? So what I would suggest is similar to my situation, is pick a village where there is a few people living there, and obviously that the water, isn't potentially too far away from where your village is. So what you would want to do is that a lot of the people, the villagers that live there, aren't really going to push forward for water because they're used to not having it, okay? This is where you come in and you round everyone up to sort of basically go into the water company, and basically everyone's suggesting that they want water, which is going to push things forward. Now, the county is going to receive the grants from the European Union to give them money to do these jobs. So for me, Benkovac was my nearest county, and they didn't have investment up until this certain point in time. Whether that's true or false, I don't know. Whether they prioritised other villages first, I don't know. Potentially, but I'm not gonna say yes or no on that. But the main thing is that finally, after that 2.5 years wait, I finally received water, which is brilliant. Now, you're going to say, well, how am I going to last without 8 months of electricity, or how am I going to last without water? You will potentially have to try and find a way, whether that's, borrowing your neighbour's electricity by, plugging into their electricity system and then just kind of giving them the money back, or hooking up to their water system as well. So in terms of rate of return in investment, that's around, between 30-ish%, 30-40% over the 2 years return, plus whatever goes on top. So luckily, by chance, I bought the house before the euro came in. Now obviously, houses were still being sold under the euro. They were being valued in euros before the euro came in, but when it did come in, the prices did skyrocket again at real estate. Now everyone is buying or looking for properties next to the sea, thinking that that's the best investment. Obviously, that investment by the sea has increased in value a lot over these years, and it's pretty much a question now whether they will still continue to go up or potentially go down a little bit to kind of normalise, because I feel that a lot of properties by the sea are overvaluated. So I would perhaps reduce your risk and potentially buy something inland with a cheaper price, knowing that it's definitely going to go up, rather than buying something at the sea, not really knowing if it's a good investment, and then potentially it dropping over the next couple of years. But obviously over time, seaside properties will just keep going up and up, probably. I think I just thought I'd put this investment opportunity across. It's not going to be for everyone, but there is a time limit on it. Because, once all the waters are done, there's going to be less and less places that have this kind of opportunity waiting for you. So you just kind of have to grab it while you can. And, I feel like it's probably one of the better opportunities to grab upon right now in Croatia, rather than more of the normal picks, as you would say. So the main takeaways from this is try and get a place potentially without electricity or without water. Pick a good neighborhood with decent neighbors. Understand if the place is livable or not, whether you're going to be able to live there or whether you're going to be able to, take some electricity from somewhere else or some water from somewhere else. Because if you can't do that and you've got the house sticking around for months and months and you can't do anything with it, then it's going to be difficult. So it's got to be very, very kind of niche in what you're kind of looking for. And I guess I just fell on the right place at the right time. So yeah, I hope luck's in your favor and good luck hunting. Subscribe and thanks for watching.